Hi, it's Mia. I turn the fan off. I don't want the neighbors to hear me talking through the window. You can see all the people moving around where I live. I was gonna say on Facebook, I was gonna be like, oh, every time the ambulance and the fire department come, they always pass it and go down the street over there and come back through the backwards. I was like, I think this is only like the second or third time I've seen the ambulance come. Anyways, I don't want to put something on Facebook. I used to make fun of cops and stuff. And then I'd be like, have an incident happen. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to make fun of them. Anyways, I'm just being nosy. Oh, the little girl, that's the same age as Ella is out there. You can't really see that. You can see the shadows. I'm like, why are we all awake? It's like 10 o'clock at night or something ridiculous. I don't even know. Anyways, this is Mia. We got the lights off. I think if I pointed at myself, I don't think you'll see anything. Okay, put the lights back on. I've been eating all the wrong foods. I had gained 10 pounds in a week, in about 2 weeks. And then I lost the weight. No, I lost like 3 pounds. And then I was eating my regular foods, and I started eating wrong foods again. I am overwhelmed. I have tears in my eyes. I have class right now between... is that the little neighbor girl that's like... the one that wanted just to go out for... And this little girl, she's not little. The high school girl that wanted us to go out. She has really pretty hair. She wanted us to go out trick-or-treating with her. She has like 2 little tiny brothers and a little sister and another brother that's not so tiny. Anyways, I just want to say that I'm disappointed because I have classes 6 to 7 days a week. Now, I'm the one, granted, who signed up for the electives. I don't know if it's better to cram a bunch of stuff in a small amount of time, like cram in a weekend class all day Saturday, all day Sunday, or potentially Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or potentially Saturday. I don't know if it's better to cram in a bunch of stuff instead of being like, oh, I'm going to show up at this class 10 weeks in a row for 1 to 2 hours a week or 3 hours a week. I don't know. I haven't tried that. For electives, I haven't tried the electives for 3 hours a week for 10 weeks. But I feel like I just want to be done. I looked in the window here, and my own child I was like, well, I didn't have to call the ambulance on him. He is currently locked in his room, though. So, hey, maybe when they're done there, they can come over here. But, no. I see a little kid. You see that little kid up there? And it looks like he's just jumping in the window unless he locked himself in the room, maybe. Maybe the little kid locked himself in the room and he's... Oh yeah, here comes the ambulance people. Let's see. I'm not trying to be like nosy. I'm just like... Shine the light on me. Looks like everything is fine. They're all leaving. They're not bringing anyone on a gurney. The last couple times I saw them come. Anyways, it's none of my business. I'm not trying to be nosy. Actually, I'm gawking. Just with the rest of the little kids and adults out here. It's funny thinking of these EMS and these firefighters. Like, we have all our stuff and we're like the heroes. Like you see in the movies, in the Christian movies, all about heroes. But it's like, oh, I'm just a single mom going to be a doctor. I'm like, I'm looked at as a menace to society because I decided that since I want to tell you my future, not my future. Oh, let's focus on my plant. There's my house plant. You can't see it. The lights are off. I just want to say that I always wanted to be a doctor. I went to school to be a doctor. Then I decided I thought I was too stupid to do science, so... Yeah, I said something about being stupid today, and it was, like, silent. And everyone was like, just kidding. It's not ignorance and being not knowing something very well because you never got taught. I guess that's a difference. Comparing myself to a doctor who's already had education is probably not. You don't want to you want to dumb yourself down, but you don't want to be like brag about being an idiot. Basically, I want to say God. Oh, sorry, I forgot I was praying. I forget when I'm talking to myself, I'm either talking to YouTube or I'm praying. So, who knows if this video will actually be posted? No, seriously, I was gonna pray when I turned it on. And I got distracted. Let's do that then, since I'm in that state. So, dear God, please bless these people that are walking around. Please guide me not to hate them because they're bothering me. No, just kidding. I'm no different than they are, so I judge. Dear God, please bless these people who had the ambulance come to the house. It looks like everything's fine. Everyone's leaving, so it can't be that big of a deal. I guess everyone's okay. But, well, I can't believe it. Sitting here in the dark talking to myself. I forgot what I was doing. How embarrassing. No, okay. In Jesus' name, amen. So, I just want to say that I decided to follow my dream. I tried to change my major 2 or 3 times. I think I changed to fishery and wildlife and agriculture, and was considering not forestry, but packaging or something. Anyways, I did bad. I didn't do much better. You would think maybe fish and wildlife would be easier than medicine, but it was not for me, so yeah, I just want to say that I'm in a position where I decided to do the career choice that actually works for me, so that's what I did. And I also want to say that how do I want to word this? I just want to say, I mean, even after becoming desperate and not having a husband who was working anymore, it wasn't that husband working, it was the whole husband we left him. So I was all alone with the kids, no child support, no alimony, no fancy schmancy, no house. You know, we sold my house for pennies on the dollar, and it was already pennies to begin with. It's a nightmare for me. I'm telling you the truth. I want to just post this video because I don't care if I slipped and forgot that I wasn't praying. But I just want to say that it's been so hard. Yeah, everything must be fine. Nobody left anyone. I just want to say that it's been so hard to have left and have been alone with my ex-husband, or away from my ex-husband, raising the kids alone, and struggling through homelessness. And when I was first homeless with the kids, not, temporary like a week, but for 6 weeks, I did have a job for about 8 weeks, or about 6 to 8 weeks, I think. Yeah, I did. I had it for at least 8 to 12 weeks, till I finally decided with my worker that I need to quit the job because my ex-husband was friends with the person who cut my checks, and that lady needed to know my address and phone number, and all that stuff changed. I wanted to keep myself safe. So right now, the lady across the street always dresses so nice. She's fancy schmancy. Anyways, but everyone, I think all the people in my neighborhood dress really nice. I just want to say, I've become I couldn't get a job. It took me 3 years to get a job. And I was working with DHS and all these places. And I just want to say that I got a job, minimum wage job, at a daycare center. I tell all the medical school students, you should really work at a daycare center before you come to med school. And everyone's like, yeah, right, whatever. Most people are not around kids. I can't say most people. There's a lot of people around kids. There's a lot of people that have nieces and nephews. There's people I see on Facebook that are around babies, every day. I'm like, how are you the one that gets to be around newborns? I thought maybe I'd have an edge there. I thought, I have kids, people would, trust me to, come over to the house when they have a baby. But no one ever invites us, so I never got child support. When I got divorced, the judge ordered it. I never got a penny. I don't care. I do care. The judge refused to sign my divorce. Actually, I think it was more like the child custody papers. Just why should this jerk get away with abusing you and making you afraid and then you not asking for child support? But I continue to do that. And the reason that I continue to do that is not because of my ex-husband who's abusive. The reason is because of the state telling me that, oh, if we're going to go after him for child support, we're going to give him your current information, including your house, your address, your potentially bank account. And some of you may be out there getting child support saying that's not really true. But I talked to him on the phone. They're like, yeah, we're going to give him all your personal info. I was like, wait a second. My phone number? What about my address? What about, bank account numbers and all this kind of stuff? And then besides that, they're like, and if you pursue it right now, we're going to charge you a monthly fee. And I know somebody's like, oh, that fee's like nothing. I didn't even notice it. And I'm like, well, if you have an ex-husband who actually has a decent job, that fee would be nothing. And he's actually paying the child support every month. I mean, you may have married someone who was a jerk, but hey, they're doing what they're supposed to do. The person that I was married to hasn't done what he's supposed to do. So, anyways, I just want to tell the world that I went after my dream because getting $900 a month or less, living in the city I live in. I live in the welfare housing here, as you could see, and our rent's $1,200 a month, and this is for poor people. And me making $900 or less at a daycare center was not working for me. I mean, I guess some people make it work. I don't know. Maybe they move out of town and get a cheaper place. I mean, we've searched for other places that were cheaper. They didn't want to give it to me. So, I mean, I didn't go to 1,000 places. I went to dozens of places. Or called, left notes. I've left notes saying, I want to buy this house. I hear your house is in probate court. Alright, P.S. I want to buy this. Call me. Please, email me. At least let me know, that you got my note. It's like I never got anything back. Going to neighbors. I've knocked on neighbors' doors saying, oh, this house is in probate. Do you know anything about it? Oh, tell me everything you know about it. Okay, I'm leaving a note. Can you tell them that I want to buy this house today? And never got anything back. It's really hard. A lot of people that I know, they're really talking to me about how I cannot, what's the word I'm looking for here? I just sat on a hanger, like hurt really bad, or a cord, or all the above. But yeah, I'm gonna show you my empty fish tank. Is that stupid? I just want to say that here, why don't you look at my I can't turn this around because I don't think I can with it already playing. Here, why don't you look at my Lego creation that I made myself make. Can't really see it. Sorry, everything's really sad today. I just want to say that I am not satisfied with the way the system works. I just want to be like, it's so easy for me to just go to a big store and spend every penny that I have on junk that I don't need, and then be so, like, freaked out about money that I don't want to get rid of old junk, because I'm like, wait, I just spent $20 on a tank top, but I'm giving away, like, 2 tank tops that somebody else gave me for free. I'm like, okay, take that stuff out of the car, maybe I could wear those 2 tank tops, so you can make it work. And then, when those other tank tops are dirty or something, I don't think, oh, I have no tank tops, so I have to go to the store. And my weight is fluctuating, so I'm like, well, all those size 6s that I just bought, maybe they're not really, gonna happen. Because I don't want to be at school or in public and have my, butt unravel, or whatever you call it when your pants come apart. Something bit me. I was sleeping in my bed and a flea bit the heck out of me. I cannot stand fleas. I could tell you that right now. I cannot stand them. I am, in misery right now. I'm like, oh my gosh, seriously. I just want to tell you the truth. Going to school 6 or 7 days, being a single parent, having a boy that's been locked in his room 5.5 weeks. He's gone out twice. Out of the house twice. The other times he goes from his room to the kitchen, his room to the bathroom. That's it. Enough is enough, I have got no, I really want to tell you, world, that this is the truth coming out. I was going to make a nice video the other day. I was all, cheerful, and I had been playing music more often, and it's not summertime, but it's, what time? I don't even know what time it is. It's spring, spring, early. I can't even tell you. That's how tired I am. I have classes all weekend and more weekends, and I just dropped the phone too. I cannot. I looked a little bit. I don't know if I was looking for support or if I was looking to see what else was out there. I just want to tell you this. I'm gonna stop. I had looked a couple weeks ago. I don't know why you can't see my cool Legos. I think you need more light. I had a couple weeks ago looked online. I don't think I was even looking at I don't even think I was really even looking at I'm so sorry. I'm so tired. It's unbelievable. Anyways, I was looking online. I was more finding blogs and stuff on resources for single parents, single moms. Doesn't matter if it's a single dad, but basically single moms or single parents who were going to med school, or single doctors. And there's probably a few doctors that have been married, had kids, and got divorced, or been partnered up and got divorced. But I wanted to know if there was anyone out there like me who is not only are you doing what you feel is the only thing you could do because you spent so many years studying pre-med and biology and chemistry and organic chemistry and pre-med classes and labs and psychology. I mean, I guess I found out recently. I think one of the teachers who works, she does counseling for students so that when they get out into the real world, they can make money. But yeah, she had sent out a link about where to get a job, and somebody else is oh, you should get a job at a lab. I don't know if they tried medical school and quit. I don't know what it was. But she's oh, with the classes that you took, you can get a job at a lab. There's a lot of people that get, sick at labs. My friend worked at a lab. She was actually a tutor. She worked at a lab, and she was actually, oh my gosh, mad cow disease was her job. So basically, the farmers sent cow brains to this office. So through the mail or whatever. Maybe it was UPS. I know that the mail has more rules, I think, about perishable items, but I don't know if UPS does. I don't ever say anything. But basically, their job as lab technicians, I guess, they had their little desk areas, and their job was to open up these packages of brain and do the test and determine if they had mad cow. And if they didn't, it was okay. It was rotting old brains in boxes being thrown around by delivery men and women, and being, traveling across the country on a bumpy road. I don't even know. Maybe it was a little more, how do you say, packaged. Maybe it was packaged better than my mind's imagining this thing being just thrown into a box with a label, address label on it. But basically, she says that turn it around so you can see the other side. I'm not really, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, how old are you? No, I made myself do Legos over, I think it was Christmas break. What is that? Oh, this is a sound card. You guys are like, what in the world is that? This is a sound card to my machine. Sometimes I'm scared to turn stuff on. Basically, it's a digital card that's in a bag. It's supposed to be taped to the machine. It's interchangeable. You take this card out and put it in, and it makes all the different sounds. It's supposed to be taped on. The tape came off. And those are like 20, 30 bucks a piece, which I do not feel like replacing. It's supposed to be like, what is that? Treasure chest inside. I think I just dumped it over. This is plant, house plants. I made sure to buy house plants. Let's put it on the roof. Maybe that will. They always have plants on roofs. There's a treasure chest in here. There's one out here too. There. Sorry, I'm like, what could I see? What's in there? I don't know what I was talking about, but basically, yeah, sound machine, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. But anyways, yeah. Brains. Anyways. Oh, yeah. If they found one positive for mad cow, that person was put into strict quarantine. So it's like, oh my gosh, you are totally like, what's the word I'm trying to say here? I don't know. She's like, they were locked in a booth. I don't know if they were actually in a booth or like a box. Or, in my mind, imagine like there was these desks, or maybe they had like glass enclosures, and someone's like, positive for mad cow. Okay, shut your door and throw away the key. You're like, no. I was like, what, did they have to use a bathroom or something? Like, oh my gosh. Like, I don't know. That's what would freak me out. Would be like, what if you're actually the one who gets the positive? Which there had been multiple positive ones near my side of the country. Let's see. I think this is supposed to be a door. I ordered doors. Oops, I just tore the door off. Oh, there's another houseplant. Can you see that? Okay. Anyways. It's like, you just want to, like, trash it, you know? I wish you could actually store Legos somewhere. I mean, someone's probably got an idea. So, there's, like, windows. These are not, like, traditional Lego pieces that you typically want. I think this is supposed to be a door. I don't know what this is. Somebody made this. I don't remember making... Oh, it's a bird. Okay. That's supposed to be probably inside. There's a little parrot. Can you see the parrot? I don't know what a parrot does. And it looks like, you know, obviously some pieces fell off. A smiley face. I mean, it looked differently before. It's been like moved around my room 100 times since break because I haven't touched this. And there's supposed to be like, there's like a cop van. There's little pieces. There's like a cop van. That was my van, and it was like parked right here. And there's supposed to be a dog. There's like a police, military, like armored type vehicle. I call it armor. I can have it whatever I want. Anyways, I decided to aim for my dream because the other jobs in the degree I actually got, I never got any jobs in the actual degree area. It was agriculture, natural resource communications. That's very broad. Specifically, I chose the degree to be natural agriculture, natural resource communications from the College of Agriculture. But I believe on my diploma they put agriculture and natural resource communications. I also was a student in the residential initiative on the study of the environment, and I was invited to be in the Lyman Briggs whatever group, but I decided to be in it's a minorities group, oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of it, Charles Drew Enrichment Laboratory. So, that's stupid. I was such a loser back then, but I felt like I did like a lot better academically. Also, wasn't like a single parent, but I'm a divorced parent after being married for 10 years. So right now, I'm trying to figure out what's in there. I don't care right now. Right now, I just want to say that I followed my path because I wasn't able to get a job. If you're, like, homeless and you're standing in line at clinics and you're standing in line in food banks and soup kitchen type places with small children that you're raising, and you're not even making enough to pay your rent. Now let me tell you, we were living in a temporary housing where the rent was based upon our income. It was like 33% of your income. So I'm not going to say, and some of these places, if they're charging more than they think you should pay, you're definitely, like if they say we'll pay for you to live at a place that costs $300 a month, and I'm making $300 a month, they'll be like, okay, your portion of rent will be like $100 a month. Okay, fine. I have $200 left over to pay all my bills and pay for gas and buy food. Like, it's like, so you understand that I was getting boxes of food that had rotten meat, rotten yogurt, old food for people's cupboards that were full of green moths. Okay, I ate it. Some of the stuff was eaten. A lot of the kids, a lot of stuff, you pour a whole thing of pasta in hot water and you're like, dude, it's full of green moths, or not cocoons, but like the empty, what do you call, like, the chrysalis of a lovely little worm and moth. There was like 100 of them one time. I never saw anything like that. I mean, they gotta come somewhere, but it's like all their little casings were completely left in my pasta, and I dump it out, and I'm like, what is all this crust floating on the top? And I'm like, straight in the garbage. It is sad because you plan your dinner. You're like, okay, you know, they tell you when you can go to the food bank, and you figure out what days you can go, and you like have a busy schedule. So you're like, okay, I have exactly 23 minutes to stop in this food bank, wait in line, fill out the paperwork, and like hurry up and get back in the car and run to my kids. And all this time I was volunteering like a crazy person. I was doing hotlines, crisis hotlines, and I was like, hello, yes, I'm in line at a food bank. No, I didn't really tell them that, but it's like, I'm in line at a food bank, and I'm taking crisis calls, and I had the raggediest car. I remember being like, okay, I just got like 16 calls in a row, and I'm like an hour from home. My kids are at vacation Bible school somewhere, and I'm pulled over on the side of the road with my radiator, you know, leaking all this moisture, and I'm like not having any help, and I'm like on this hotline, and my phone's ringing off the hook, and I'm like volunteering. I have no money, so I have to ask my dad, can you help me pay for the extra minutes on my phone, because I'm volunteering to do this hotline for emergency crisis, and I'm like homeless with a raggedy car pulled over the side of the street with my kids at vacation Bible school, and I'm a single parent, and I'm like, it's my responsibility to take them everywhere and do all the shopping and do all the bills. And wow, you have $200 a month. How the heck are you going to pay your like light bill, your gas for your car? And I can't even tell you what else you're supposed to pay for. Telephones and stuff like that. You don't have to have a phone, okay? You don't have to pay for gas. You can minimize your use of electricity, and you don't have to buy clothes for growing kids, but a lot of times you probably should. So that was the first several years after leaving my ex. And I went back to school, and people were like, no, you are not going to go to school for medicine. What? And I had like one or two friends that were like, yeah, you are going back to school for medicine. That's your path. That's the path God had for you, or has for you. So I did all that, and I made it back into school, and it's been a struggle. I mean, it's one of those things like, you got a deadline, okay, 25 pages, okay, you got to do essays and apply for scholarships, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, okay, I did it by the deadline. I had some proofreading. I'm about crazy, and I'm like I'm right now, where I'm like, oh my gosh, and I'm praying, talking to myself and talking to the world, and not knowing who I'm talking to, and not even caring, and I already got mad at both of my kids, and they're both mad at me, and it's like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, Calgon, take me away. And I'm also like, I wish the kids had a grandma so they could like show up in grandma's cozy car, and that grandma could give them a bear hug like mine did, and drive them around and take them to a restaurant and take them to their house so they could sleep in bunk beds. And that's just a pipe dream or whatever. I don't know what pipe dream means, so I shouldn't say it. That's just a dream. So there's no grandma. There's physically no grandma. There could be one who wants to play the role once in a while. But there's no blood, you know. But I've been condemned. Like, I've been told, why are you doing this? You're, like, destroying your family. Your schedule is, like, you're not having dinner at home with your kids. And you're not taking them on vacation and, you know, spending 2 weeks in the summer in a rental cabin. And renting boats and having other families join you so you can have adult time while the kids play, running, getting suntans 12 hours a day. And I can't, I want to do that stuff. Don't get me wrong. I mean, every time I try to plan a vacation with someone, I'm like, okay, I have my bags packed. Give me a call the night before because I have to go to work and then I'm going to meet you there. He said you didn't give me the address. You need to give me the address. And if you're out of cell phone reception, you just stop at a payphone and give me the address. And then it's like, we go to work. We're like, actually, we probably didn't even pack our bags. It's like, we get home, no phone call. We see the person like 3 months later. Dude, you never answered your phone. I called you 100 times. The whole weekend went by. You never told me where you were going camping or to a hotel or whatever. We were supposed to go like together, and you never contacted me. And it's like, oh well, I had a horrible time anyway. So who cares about you? I almost died. Like my friend literally was like that. Or no, was it her son that almost died in a riptide, whatever you call it? So I've been having a lot of issues with unreliable people and people getting my hopes up about stuff and then them bailing. Someone told me they were going to give me a massage the other day. I was actually being tutored and she was like, oh my gosh, you really should get it. This is good for you. You deserve it. And then the guy's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Take a rain check. And then this guy has the nerve to like ask me to help him with something, like taking some form downtown with me. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. I'm just appalled. Actually, that's a good idea. I should take that form downtown with me. I'm like doing stuff for other people that I don't want to do. Because I'm like doing to others as I would have them do unto me. And I'm like, this is stupid. Would I want them to like break their back just to carry my purse on their back? No, I'd do unto others. I'm like seeing it as a big, I'm seeing marbles. I'm seeing it wrapped around in a circle. Like going, like the marbles are clanking each other, but they're going around in a circle like So right now I'm just trying to tell you that I'm trying to shut up because I don't want to talk for 30 minutes on YouTube. But I am really in a place where the school is, oh, it's like an electrical thing. The school is, I don't even remember playing with Legos when I was a kid. To tell you the truth. Maybe that's why I play with them now. They're interesting. Like, oh my gosh, again, how old am I? Right, okay, fine. Anyways, I don't even know anymore. My kids don't play with him. Why not? Why not just play with them myself? Anyways, this is not finished. I'm not an expert in building Legos. A lot of pieces fell in. So right now, I just want to say that I am in a position where people are like, dude, you totally screwed up your kid's life. You can't go to medical school. You can't do this. You can't. That's what I hear all the time. And I'm like, dude, I gotta do this because all the other doors shut. And with deep prayer and meditation, the Lord, my God, sent my butt. You know those times, if anyone ever feels the voice of God saying, get in your car right now and drive to this address right now. No hesitation. Do not question me. Do not. It's like, you have a parking pass. You have gas in the car. You have time before you have to pick your kids up from daycare. I mean, I've heard this before, and it's like, why are you kidding? And I just want to say this and close. There was a pastor named Rachel Rose. I call her Rachel Rose. I'm sorry. Her name is Rachel Hickson. And she was talking about treasure hunt, which sounds beautiful. But she basically says she goes to restaurants around the world and she looks for different people that God that God tells her to. Oh, I just dropped another one. God tells her to talk to these people about, them about. Oh my gosh, how are you doing? God told me to talk to you. God told me to tell you that He loves you. And, like, sometimes I've heard a couple pastors say they've had instances like this where they're in a restaurant getting ready to eat their food, and God tells them, see that couple across the table? Go talk to them. Go tell them that God loves them and ask them if there's something in their life that's stressing them out. And then usually they're like, oh my gosh, how did you know? And they're like, I didn't know. God told me and I listened. And he just wanted to tell them, and usually people end up crying. And yeah, treasure hunt. I don't know why I even brought that story up, but I was thinking of that Rachel Rose. She was just in town actually a couple weeks ago. I so wanted to go. Oh my gosh, not even lying. I wanted to go so bad. And someone's like, oh, I just dropped it. You just stop picking these off. Somebody's like, oh, there's no childcare. Like, okay, my kids are like 12 and 13. I don't really need childcare. Like, and one of them won't even leave the house anyways. It's like, it would be nice. It would be nice if somebody could come here and be a babysitter. I've never had anyone do that. Ella says I did it once for my daughter. I'm like, what? But I'm going to push stop after I figure out. I'm not even going to figure out this door. There's not really a door. It's kind of like a gate. It would be kind of nice to have like a... I mean, I don't want bugs to get in. I know, this is not real. This is not a real house. But it would be nice in a way, I guess. I think I'm going to expand. It's too small. No, like, rooms or bedrooms or anything. It'd be kind of cool to have a door like this where you're actually... It's hard to see. You can see out and it's wooden like that, and maybe have, like, screen material or even maybe glass or something in between here. So you can... I don't know. It's kind of a secure door. It's kind of cute. I don't know. It looks like almost an entryway. Like, some people... What is that one Karate Kid when they're in that... It's like they come in through the entrance of their apartments, and then they have, like... I don't know. I don't know what I'm thinking right now, but I just want to say to the world right now that a lot of people are like, you're ruining your lives. Why did you... It's like, I'm like, can you help me? You're a single parent. You sit at home all day, and you, like, sleep, and you, like... You don't even watch TV, and you, like, eat stuff, and, like... You're kind of fun, like, do fun things, like... You want to be like, can you, like, help me with my kids once a year? Like, you know, you decided to be this busy mom and do everything. Think you can be super mom, and God doesn't want you to be this busy. No, I'm not going to help you because that was your choice to go to med school. And I was like, oh, you know, you're right. It was my choice to go to med school. And once you get your first bill, it's like, it's already too late to turn back. It's like walking down a path, and like on the video games, I'll say this, I know I keep saying this. It's like on the video games, someone just walking down like a path like this, and as they walk, the things in the back vanish, or you know, some of the miles, you walk on it, and the whole block goes like down, and you're like, dude, okay, which path do I want? Do you want to take this way? It's like on that Matrix. Do you want to take the red pill, or do you want to go this way and take the blue pill? If you decide to take the red pill, I don't even know which one they took in the Matrix. It's like, whatever path you decide to go on, and like I said, I would add God to this decision making. You follow this path, and it's like, for me, I feel like, this is just speculation, this is not really happening. I'm not really walking to school out of the path, disappear, but you know what I mean. I'm walking this path, that path is vaporized, it disappeared, or maybe it's still there in another layer, and it's like, as I walked into med school, it's like, alright, I can still turn back. I can still jump onto the dry land. No, whatever. But it's like, the farther I get, the more the path just dissipates. And just burns up. And it's like, now you're $100,000 in debt. Now you're $200,000. Like, ha ha ha. Now you're like, only like 12 months plus 6 weeks. Or, I don't even think, it's just, yes, 12 months and 6 weeks away from graduating. What? Are you kidding me? Why should I quit now? I went through this terror and trials and tribulations since I was 17 years old. I've gone through this for 19 years in a row of my life, minus the 3 years that I was pregnant and nursing straight through. It's like my break right now is going to have 3 days and then 3 days and then 4th of July and Labor Day off. What? Are you kidding me? For a 3-month period or 4-month period, I'm only going to have 8 days off because I'll be going to church on Sunday. I'm like, dude, can I just, like, going back to that prayer mode, dear God, can I just, like, take us to church a different day. How about Monday night? Monday night would be a decent night to go to church, right? I'm serious. I'm really serious. I'm, like, overwhelmed. Like, I may consider doing that just so I can have a day of the week where it's like, dude, sleep, rest, take the kids to the beach, who cares, do something. I may have to do that. And I'm telling you, world, right now that I'm talking too much. I think I should really do that. I think I should really pray deeply. I mean, I don't have to pray deeply, just pray in general, period. I'm already praying for it. And just ask God what to do about my schedule. And there's the opportunity to change it, and there's an opportunity to drop a couple of electives. The thing about the classes that you drop, anything you drop, anything you decide not to take, you still have to take it. It's not like, oh, I'm going to take some weekend class just for the sake of taking something to learn something. No, it's because I want to graduate. And the only other option is, dude, go to school in the summer, go to school all next year, and potentially come back another fall. People do that. I don't really want to be one of those people. So, I don't want to be forced into it. So, with that being said, it is 11:30. I have school in a very short amount of time. I don't even know. I actually have to look that up. I have one child that's mad at me and one that's being a big baby brat. What? And they're supposed to both be at our friend's house. I was kind of looking forward to it. I wasn't looking for the 2-hour drive. Like 30 minutes there, 30 minutes back, 30 minutes there. I wasn't looking for that, forward to that, but I'm wasting time anyways. So bless the neighbors, may everything be well. Who has kids jumping on the street. And please forgive me for just showing you my, my Christmas break, lovely. I keep dropping stuff because I'm like trying to look through the camera and not through my actual eyes. They really should make these flowers a little more sturdy, huh? I don't know what happened to all the petals. So yeah, be blessed, and I will work on potentially editing stuff so you don't see all this jibber jabber.